Great viewers, we are bringing to you today Enugu 042, the coast city of Southeast and the coast city of Nigeria. So by the time we are done with Enugu, you will understand why 042 is not just a code and it is more than that. Well, we are going to show you places. This is Presidential Hotel. It is under renovation, ICC. Construction has resumed in ICC. And we are going to touch many places like the Unity Park in Enugu. You talk about the Okpara Square and the environs, and some other places that we are going to visit. A little touch on the demolition site that is ongoing opposite Holy Ghost Cathedral at Enugu there. So viewers, today we are giving you Enugu, the coast city of the eastern part of Nigeria. You know, Enugu then was the capital of the southeast. You know, then the vehicle numbers of Enugu used to be ECC. ECC, then number follows like that. So that's the code for Enugu, you know, East Central State or something like that. You know, they used to give to Enugu on the vehicles. But then Enugu, I left Enugu as a teenager then. Enugu used to be a very cool and a good place, a nice place that anybody can survive. Yes, that's the way Enugu is. Enugu is very cool, and you know, you hardly know somebody's words. You know what I mean is that Enugu, you can easily survive even though you don't have much money. But you know, as a young guy, as a young lady, you can easily survive in Enugu those days. You know, even if you don't have much, once you dress well, you know, you wash your clothes very well, you appear neat, even if you don't have money in your pocket, you don't have problems. You know, there is that communal understanding, that communal living in Enugu then. I don't know if those things are still, you know, like that now. You know, Enugu, very nice place to raise children. You know, yeah, I must tell you that, you know, because I witnessed that. Then there are, you know, all these childhood plays and some things we do those days. You know, I na federal na egwu mmiri asị gị na ijikọkwa federal gwuo mmiri. Anyị na-eji egwu mmiri na federal. Then I be no wine na Kenta, ebe anyị bi opposite Kenta market. So, you know, about strategic place. Then itakwa akara mma jaik then, you know, kedu ha onwe men na-ewu hawk one them SMB strongman bona kedu fa aka nkụ ifugo Enugu ogene akpọgogo ogene n'isi ikwere na ọ na-eme afọ Enugu ma mma Enugu ma mma eziokwu kpọgo ogene ma mmụọ a na-akpọ akpọ ugo mmụọ ugo city ma mmụọ a na-akpọ ugo city amara mma biko no amara mma this ya na-akpọ ya a na-ejesikwa enene mmọnwụ n'obi agụ den a na-eje enene mmọnwụ a na-agba first October mgbe Nigeria dị mma a na-eme ihe first October anyị na-echekwudo you know, as kids then. You know, we hope on it first October, then we celebrate it like one big celebration. You know, like as if you are celebrating Easter or, you know, Christmas. You know, we go to Obiago to watch masquerade. Even in front of that our area, a lot of masquerade moving down to Obiago, to Obiago from that axis. You know, then kedum itakwa meat pie pat mic when. Meat pie pat mic. Ki tagokwa suya professor over the road Asata. Hapu okwu Enugu amaka. Let me not waste your time. I'm going to let's drive into Enugu and see how, you know, what is happening inside Enugu and give you the updates concerning the Enugu presently. I'm still Chinedu, presenter. Let's go. Now we are about entering into Enugu, the coal city. And we are approaching a New Market Road junction, and by the right is the Diamond Estate, a very large estate. They said was established by the past governor of Enugu State, Governor Uguanyi. And like I promised, we are going to see the major part of Enugu. And if it's been long, you left Enugu, this video is for you. Or if you have not seen Enugu before, and you wish to see Enugu, so we are going to show you the full view of Enugu and what Enugu looks like. And I hope you are taking note of what you are seeing inside Enugu and around Enugu. But if you have not subscribed to YangaLife channel, please click on the subscription button, notification bell. Don't forget to like this video and share this video. Others need to watch as you have watched this video or as you are watching this video right now. So don't forget to share it and drop your comment, because we need to hear what you think about Enugu. So viewers, as we move around, I'll be telling you some histories of Enugu and some things that you need to know concerning Enugu. For the benefit of doubt and for people, the few people that might be watching Enugu for the first time, let's make it very clear. Enugu is the capital city of Enugu State in Nigeria. It is located inland in the southeastern part of Nigeria. In 2006, the city had a population of 820,000, according to the last Nigerian census in 2006. We are talking of Enugu city. Then the Enugu local government inside the Enugu city is Enugu East, Enugu North, and Enugu South. Enugu was founded by Enugu and Oguinike people. It is called Enugu because of the hilly geography. So according to record, the total area of Enugu city is 556 square kilometers. And the postcode that's the area code for Enugu is 042. Guess where Enugu derive its name as 042. Once you mention 042, anybody knows that you are referring to Enugu city. As anybody that is in the picture. Then the language of the people there are Igbo. Of course, Enugu has their own website, which is www.enugustate.gov.ng. Viewers, the name Enugu is derived from the two Igbo words Enu and Ugu, meaning hilltop, denoting the city's hilly geography. Enugu acquired township status in 1917. That was when they acquired the township status of Enugu and was called Enugu because of its rapid expansion towards areas owned by other indigenous communities. The city was renamed Enugu in 1928. Since the 17th century, the location of present-day Enugu has been inhabited by the Enugu and the Nike, the subgroup of the Igbo people. In 1900, the colonial administration of the British Empire established the Southern Nigerian Protectorate after the discovery of coal by colonialists. They founded what was then known as the Enugu Coal Camp. It was named after the nearby village of Enugu, under which coal was first found. The nearby city of Port Harcourt was created in order to ship this coal abroad. It was located 243 kilometers south of the camp. Coal mining opportunities in Enugu attracted people from throughout the region. This marked the core of the first urban settlement of what is today known as simply Enugu. Enugu developed as one of the few cities in West Africa created entirely from the European contact. By 1958, had more than 8,000 coal miners, many managing individual plots. As of 2005, there are no significant coal mining activities left in Enugu. Enugu became the capital of the Eastern region after Nigeria's independence in 1960. A cessation of territorial adjustment in 1967, 1976, and 1991 resulted in Enugu becoming the capital of what is now Enugu State. Well, gentlemen, we are along Okpara Avenue. Okpara Avenue is one of the heartbeat areas of Enugu. There you have a lot of banks and a lot of business activities going on there. At the end, towards the end, is where the demolition is happening, but we will just flash it down there for you and we'll continue our movement. On 30th May 1967, Enugu was declared the capital of the short-lived Republic of Biafra. For this, Enugu is known as the capital of Igbo land. After Enugu was captured by Nigerian armed forces, the Biafran capital was moved to Umuahia. Well, you can see the demolition side at opposite Holy Ghost. Well, it's just for the benefit of doubt of those that have not seen it. We'll just move a little bit and we'll continue with our movements. Then industries in Enugu include the urban market and bottling industries. Enugu is also a primary filming location for directors of the Nigerian movie industries and is dubbed Nollywood. Enugu's main airport is the Akanubiam International Airport. The 2006 National Census in Nigeria estimated the population of Enugu State at 3,267,837 people. While male constitute 48% of the population, the female the remaining. Well, having said that, we are going to move into some other few details that I'm going to tell you guys concerning Enugu. Then the first settlement in the Enugu area was the small Nike village of Ogui, which was present since the area of the Atlantic slave trade. Nike in the Igbo language means with strength or power. The Nike people acquired most of their land through slave raiding, as the area was mostly unsettled. The Nike people used slaves as part of their defense strategy. They placed slave camps at the edge of their territories so that it was harder for an enemy to access the freeborn people. The Nike were allied to the Aro people, who formed the Aro Confederacy. Between 1690 to 1901, this Igbo organization controlled slave trading in the Enugu area. But the numerous Aro people came to trade from Arochukwu in the south. The Hausa people came to trade from the north. The Hausa traders provided horses to Nike, who used them for Igbo rituals. Both the Aro and Hausa regularly migrate back and forth to what is now the city of Enugu and were considered foreigners to the area. Europeans first arrived in Enugu area in 1903 when the British/Australian geologist Albert Ernest Kinston led an exploration of the southern Nigerian protectorate to search for especially valued mineral resources under the supervision of the Imperial Institute, London. So by 1909, they found coal under the village of Enugu in the Udi and Okoga area. So by 1913, the coal was confirmed to be in quantities that would be viable commercially. So that was the outcome of what happened in 1903 to that 1909. So by 1914, the colonial government had merged the northern and the southern Nigeria protectorate to form the colony and protectorate of Nigeria. Well, Igbo now, they don't do things without interest. Wherever there is interest, then they know what to do at every point in time. Then right now, we are going to move towards Ogui Road, towards Stadium. From there, we are going to divert into Presidential Road. Inside that Presidential Road, you have a lot of government establishments. So that's where we are going now. So, but as we are going, we'll keep doing our explanation. In 1915, the British began talks with the indigenous people of the land that would become Enugu about its acquisition in order to lay the Eastern Line Railway and to build a colliery. The first houses built in the area were in a temporary settlement consisting of Igbo traditional mud housing inhabited by a W.J. Lake and some other Europeans on hilltop. This was the only plane on the escapement rolling before the jungle Milking Hill. That Milking Hill is still there today. Though it's been long, I passed through Milking Hill. It's very, steepy and kind of dangerous place, sort of. It used to, if you are not careful, if you are afraid of heights, you might not find it comfortable to move along that Milking Hill. While historic former residences of the colonialists, known as the European quarters, still survive on the hilltop, it is now an outskirt of Enugu town. A settlement known as Ugu Alfred, that's the Igbo Alfred's Hill in English, or Alfred's Camp, was developed on a hillside and inhabited by Alfred Inoma, a leader of indigenous laborers from Onitsha, and his laborers. Then after the British acquired land here, Frederick Lugar, the Governor General of Nigeria at the time, named the colliery built at the bottom of the Udi Hill as Enugu Coal Camp to distinguish it from Enugu, which overlooks the city from atop a cape to the west of Enugu. So further, a colliery is where there is coal mine and buildings and where they have all their equipment. That's what colliery means. So we are now approaching Stadium. Stadium is by the left, and shortly we are going to divert right, moving into Presidential Road. So let's continue with our explanation and history of Enugu. The first coal mine in Enugu area was the Udi mine. It opened in 1915 and closed 2 years later when it was replaced with the Iva Valley mine. Enugu became a major coal mining area. Now we have entered the presidential road. By the left there is the Eastern Shop, former Leventis. I think it's former Leventis then. That time when there is Bata by choice, those ancient shopping plazas and the rest of them. Well, we are into presidential road and we are moving down to government area. That's the OB government them. A place that looks like going towards the new government house. You see you see judiciary, you see new government house and the rest of them, something like that. So that's where we are going. So we are going to continue with our explanations. Enugu became a major coal mining area, the only significant one in West Africa. The Eastern Line Railway connecting Enugu with Port Harcourt was completed in 1916 in order to export the coal through its seaports, and city developed for these purposes. Oyibo know they do something without target. Jesus. So that's how it works. So they established a rail line to Port Harcourt to help them transport these coals. And of course, it's a business, a very big business then, when there is no, though fuel was there then, but coal was used for railways and trains and the rest of them. So it's a very good, mineral resources that time. I don't know now what they do with coal. So we are moving along Presidential Road, and it's like we have passed Obiago Junction. Obiago is by the right, somewhere there. I think we have passed. But if you have not, I will show you the junction towards Obiago. Then in 1938, Enugu became the administrative capital of the Eastern region. The number of employed coal miners in Enugu grew from 6,000 of mostly Udi men in 1948 to 8,000 in 1958. So viewers, by the left there, you will see Hotel Presidential Hotel. This hotel is going to be renovated very soon. You can see they have zinc it, they have secured the compound completely. And this presidential hotel is not owned by only Enugu, it's for the whole Eastern States. The whole Eastern States own presidential hotels, just like the whole South States owns the presidential hotels in Port Harcourt. So that is the way they made it that time, and that is the way it functions. So then we are still moving ahead towards the ICC International Conference Center and Okpara Square, where you see judiciaries and the rest of them. Also, the Unity Park is somewhere there. So then Enugu's population rose sharply with its industrialization. The population of the city reached 62,000 in 1952 under colonial British rule. Working conditions in Nigeria were harsh, characterized by regular physical punishment, forced acts of humiliations, and irregular payment of arrears onto workers. Well, we've just heard the history of what happened during that time. So now, here is the environment of the the ICC. You can see the other road goes down to ICC. The one we are standing by the left is the judiciary, magistrate, I think it's a magistrate court or something. Then by the right, across by the right is Michael Okpara Square towards that axis. But let's move down a bit, towards see Okpara Square. You can see it. But we'll still check in there, we'll still go in there. Just let's move down, let's move down a bit. So you can see now, once I was moving on top of this pedestrian walkway, and boom, it came to me. This is our system of walkways that we see in Anambra recently being done on road construction. You can see something very similar is here. Creating little channel for water to flow into the gutters. Something like this. But this one was constructed some time ago, years ago. If I were the government, if I want to do anything like this, as in maybe I want to construct a walkway, I will look for a better one to do, and I will not go and copy the one that was done years back. If I do that, then we are not talking about and we are not practicing innovations. It means that we are going backwards. We are not moving forward. That's why it's good, anything that the government wants to do now, you should just do it, according to the reality of the situation we are. These things were done some years back, years ago. See the ICC here. You can see the location of ICC. So that is the point. I think I've made my point very clear. If I want to do similar thing now, that's why I was talking about BRT. The BRT that the Enugu state government wants to construct, I said that I hope they will not go and be copying something that has been in existence for a very long time instead of improving on that. If you want to do such thing, you should go on improvement on what that has been on ground. That shows seriousness, and that shows that the government knows what they are doing. Personally, I wouldn't want to go and copy, this kind of a thing that was done years ago. I will copy something that, is a bit recent, that would improve the society and improve on what is on ground. Well, I've made my point very clear, and you can see the location of the ICC by the left, like I said. And this is the tower inside the Michael Okpara Square. That tower you are seeing is doing a lot of work there. That tower sees almost everywhere in Enugu. In fact, let me not just exaggerate, it sees all this area that we are now, all this government house area, all these places within that radius of that area. Anything that is happening there, they are watching it from that tower. And it monitors the activities anytime it's going on in that Okpara Square. The tower monitors what is going on in that Okpara Square. That place is a kind of avenue, is a kind of place where government does most of its things, activities that will involve a lot of people. So I've just given expo to the one being done in Awka. When they are done, they are going to have something similar or better than that to improve security around that axis, so that you can see somebody coming from Aroma roundabout. You see something happening very far from the government house before the thing reaches that government house axis. And of course, somebody will man that area and monitor what is happening. So we are now inside the Michael Okpara Square. You can see that is the cenotaph, that area. So usually this kind of square is about government, about Obi government, and Obi government is just part of Abuja government. So the state is under Abuja, as is under Asorok. So everything about this kind of place should be green, white, and green, to signify government ownership. And anywhere you see such things, you should know what it means. So we are still looking at that International Conference Center. All these government establishments, they are all located here. You can see the cenotaph. So let's continue with our history of Enugu and what really happened that time. In late 1949, local miners believed that large sums of arrears were owed to them, but were being withheld by the mines management. These beliefs were fueled by local Zikist or nationalist press. Zikism was a post-World War II movement that was created out of admiration for Nnamdi Azikiwe, who was a prominent nationalist of the National Council of Nigeria and the Cameroon NCNC. Labor tension in Enugu came to a head on 18 November 1949 when British police massacred striking miners. Oh, that's too bad. Striking miners were massacred. Well, killing 21 and wounding 51 others. Well, may their soul rest in peace. The massacre that came to be known as the Eva Valley shooting. That is the structure we see. That structure is not there again. No, I don't think it's still there. Oh. This massacre is somewhere at New Market Junction. I'm not sure if that structure is still there. Where you see people running helter-skelter, coal miners, when they were being attacked. The structure was there. I don't know if it's still there because I did not see it, or probably my eyes did not go there. Then the Eva Valley shooting was the name. Fueled Ziki's sentiments among most Nigerians, and especially among Eastern Nigerians. Multiple Zikis groups used the shooting to fuel their cause for independence and to push the British Imperial administration out of Nigeria. A detailed account of the incident was also published in the memo of British residents of Enugu at the time. James Stewart Smith was there. Well, having heard that history, we came along this structure in Enugu State now on the hilltop proper by God's hand and by Watchman Catholic Charismatic Renewal. Well, you see the different local governments in Enugu on this structure. The structure is inside the Michael Okpara Square. You can see how Enugu is and the different local governments together with the towns in it, Enugu City. Well, we've just entered the Unity Park, Enugu. Unity Park in Enugu is developed and commissioned by the governor of Enugu State, His Excellency Right Honorable Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi. Well, in 2001, that was when this park was built. So we decided to move around the park and see what is happening inside this park and to
Waranya Baro my Christmas small. So that is it. Well, we are moving inside this place, and you can see that roaring lion. That thing is a building, and you can actually climb up inside the tummy of the lion and inside the mouth. The whole place is powered with AC, so you are not afraid of suffocating. It's been taken care of by people there that takes care of it. So Enugu became a municipality in 1956, talking about independence, war, and what happened after. In 1956, with Umaru Altin, its first mayor. Umaru Altin, its first mayor of Enugu. After 4 years passed, Nigeria gained its independence in 1960. On 26 May 1967, the Nigerian government divided the western, northern, and eastern region into 12 states, and Enugu was made the capital of the new Eastern Central States. On 30 May 1967, Enugu was declared the capital of the short-lived Republic of Biafra. They later created out of the eastern Nigerian state of East Central, Cross River, and Rivers. So Cross Rivers and Rivers were part of East Central State. Wow, I never knew. Then Biafra was declared by Ojukwu because of Eastern Nigeria after their members were attacked, injured, and killed in a series of ethnic attacks launched by some other ethnic groups in other parts of the country following the first military coup executed by mostly Igbo officers, in which top northern Nigerian leaders among others were assassinated. Well, other part of Nigeria, especially the north, believe that it's an Igbo coup. The main rivals of the mostly Igbo Eastern Nigeria were the Hausas of Fulani people of northern Nigeria. That coup was led by Kaduna and Zogu, though it's not part of what I'm reading here. Kaduna was born in the north. He grew up in the north, though he's from Delta State, the person that led that coup. But of course, they believe it's an Igbo coup. Well, we are going to continue from what we are, the history of what happened during independence and the war. A northern-headed war on the secession 1967 to 1970 and continuous attack on the Igbos in other parts of Nigeria led Igbos from northern and western Nigeria to return to their native areas in eastern Nigeria, and Enugu became a destination. Radio Biafra, alternatively the Voice of Biafra, was based in Enugu. It was from here that the Biafran leaders Kwemeko Dumejo Ojukwu broadcast speeches and propaganda to Biafrans and Nigeria. Because of the war, Enugu witnessed a decrease in the number of non-Igbos, especially non-Eastern Nigerian residents. On 4th October 1967, the Nigerian military bombarded Enugu with artillery just outside its boundaries before capturing it a week later. Shortly after this, Umuahia became the new capital of the Republic. Years after the Republic of Biafra reverted to Nigeria, Enugu is still regarded as the capital of Igbo land. Enugu resumed in 1970 as the capital of the East Central State after the Republic was dissolved. On 3 February 1976, the East Central State was made into 2 new states, Imo and Anambra. There were another 19 states in Nigeria. Enugu was the capital of Anambra. So like I said, Enugu was the capital of Anambra on 27th August 1991. The military dictatorship of Ibrahim Babangida divided the old Anambra state into two new states, Enugu state and Anambra state. Enugu remained as the capital of the newly created Enugu state, while Awka became the capital of the new Anambra state. Well, talking about water in Enugu, water until recently was a scarce resource in Enugu. Drilling of a borehole in the city is usually an exercise in futility because of the geological formation, which has large deposits of coal underground. The residents got water by buying from commercial water tanker drivers, digging water wells, and harvesting and storing rainwater. However, the Enugu state government under the Peter Mba administration in November 2023 completed a major water scheme at 9th Mile Corner, increasing the daily water production from an occasionally 2 litre to 70 million litres, with the Oji River water scheme expected to add another 50 litres daily, bringing the total to 120 million litres daily. So now we are done with that area of government. We are moving back towards the presidential road once again, because we are going to go to other places like Baba and probably CBN Axis and some very few other places. So reticulation of water to the various buildings remains a challenge, though being continuously addressed by the administration. As age asbestos pipes are being replaced with modern ductile pipes. Yes, talking about the cityscape, the tallest building in Enugu's Central Business District is the African Continental Bank ACB. The tower with 6 stories. The tower was built in the late 50s for the African Continental Bank Limited, which was founded by Nnamdi Azikiwe, who became the first president of Nigeria after the country's independence from the United Kingdom in October 1960. The opening of the building took place on 30th April 1959. Other tall buildings include the Hotel Presidential, opened in August 1963, the 7-story building containing 100 rooms and is located in the Independence layout. Hotel Presidential cost $2.5 million to build and was commissioned by the government of what was then the Eastern region to serve visiting businessmen, officials and tourists. In the middle of Enugu is the Okpara Square, of which that's where we are coming from. Dedicated to the premier of the former Eastern region, Okpara. Beside the square is located the Enugu State Government House, Enugu State House of Assembly, and the Enugu State Judiciary Complex. Just like we've just witnessed some few minutes ago. Enugu's coal mines are dotted around on the outskirts of the city, a majority of which are closed. The colliery camps mines are located in the Iva Valley, which is near the neighboring town of Ngwo and the hilltop of Enugu. The Iva Valley road linking Enugu with Ngwo. Other coal mines are located in the Obete and coal camp layouts. These mines are located on the periphery of the city near the Iva Valley as well. Well, very soon we are going to be into Ogui Road and we'll find our way to Ababa. That is where we are hitting next when we are done with here. Then architectural design in Enugu's early years was in the hands of the British colonial administration. Enugu's architecture was consequently very European. English cottage housing and Victorian houses were used for housing Europeans and Nigerian colonial civil servants in the early 20th centuries until Europeans started trying to adapt the architecture to the tropical climate. Some other examples of these European styles are visible in churches of the colonial era, such as the Holy Ghost Cathedral, with its Greco-Roman, stained glass windows depicting Europeans. Enugu's roads were reflective of its British rule. Much of the city's narrow roads in the GRA have been preserved, dating back to the incorporation of the city itself. Low-rent, one-bedroom flats in Enugu and other Nigerian cities are known as Face Me, I Face You, for the way a group of flats face each other and form a square where a compound entrance is led into. Well, talking about government administration, Enugu City covers 3 local governments, just like I mentioned earlier: Enugu East, Enugu North, and Enugu South. A local government council exists for each of these seats that manages sectors including primary education and health, and the elected executive chairman and a group of elected councillors form the local government council that heads each local government area. Well, on the federal level, the city of Enugu is split between 2 congressional areas: Enugu North/South, represented accordingly. Well, talking about culture in Enugu, as a northern Igbo city, Enugu shares cultural traits with its neighboring town. 2 important Igbo traditional festivals take place in Enugu annually: the Maun Festival and the New Yam Festival. Yes, that Maun Festival, we used to, witness it then. And that is a very important festival. I don't know if it's still functional up to today. Then the Maun Festival takes place in November and features various types of masquerade that each have a name. This festival is held at the Nnamdi Azikiwe Stadium as a parade of carnival-like masquerades that are accompanied by music and is supported by the Enugu Council of Arts and Culture. The second important Igbo festival, the New Yam Festival, known as Iwaji, is held between August and October, marking the harvesting and the feasting of the new yam. The yam is a root vegetable that is a staple crop and a cultural symbol for the Igbo people. Well, there are recently created festivals, including the Enugu Festival of Arts, which is managed by the Enugu Council of Arts and Culture. The festival highlights African culture and tradition, and it is here that the Enugu Council of Arts and Culture includes the Maun Parade as part of the events. The Enugu Festival of Arts was started in 1986. It has modernized the Maun Festival by transferring it from its traditional village surrounding to the urban settings of Enugu. Diana, Princess of Wales, was a notable spectator of Enugu's cultural shows when she visited the city in 1990. Visitors to the city can enjoy a wide variety of the city's native delicacies, especially its famous Okpa Enugu, Abacha, a local delicacy made from cassava, African salad, fio, nkwobi, and a host of other delicacies like nkwobi pepper soup. So, just a quick reminder, we are heading towards Ababa. We are going to pass through that side of Transekulu, before we head to Ababa. Meanwhile, We are going to pass through IMT, that's the ShopRite, former Polo, and we enter GRA. From that GRA axis, we move towards the road that leads into the expressway. From that expressway, we cut off again and enter into Ababa. Well, the tourist industry in Enugu, managed by the Enugu State Tourism Board, is small, However, the state government recognizes a variety of historic and recreational sites. These sites include places like the Udi Hill. So you can see now we've just entered the ShopRite axis. By the left there is ShopRite. By the right is the IMT. That ShopRite is formerly Polo Field. So it was converted into a shopping mall where ShopRite is located. Well, let's continue with our explanation. Now we are moving into GRA axis. From there we'll go towards the expressway. This road was built by Mba. Mba is the one that built this road. It stretches down to Transekulu, into Transekulu. I don't know the company that did this road, but it's quite a good one and very smooth. And it's just that the drainages are open, very open. However, we are talking about tourism in Enugu. Well, this site includes places like Udi Hill, from which the majority of Enugu city can be viewed. The Nike Lake Resort is the outskirts of the city, the famous Iva Valley, which served as a residential quarters for Europeans, workers managing the coal mining activities. The Polo Amusement Park is a fun fair that is among the first generation of public parks in the city. That Polo Park is what I showed you, where ShopRite is now located. People keep distorting the initial plans of cities. Well, there is nothing wrong with that, but they would have provided alternative place for the park. Enugu has important parks. I remember Ngo Park. Don't know if these parks are still in existence. I remember Eze Park and this Polo Park. Among them, the most developed one is Polo Park. Ngo Park is quite large. Eze Park is just a medium-sized park. Well, let's keep going. The Polo Amusement Park is a fun fair that is among the first generation of public parks in the city. Other parks in the city include the Murtala Mohammed Park, Enugu Former Coal Mines, Onyama, and the Okpara are open to public visits. Some other spots, including the Institute of Management and Technology, Sculptural Garden, and Art Gallery, the Eastern Region Parliamentary Building, the Old Government House, and the Enugu Golf Course. Enugu Zoo is another attraction in the city. Enugu Zoo is no longer there. It has been turned into a residential place, estates. Well, if I should have my word, these places are not supposed to be tampered with. Government that are supposed to maintain that place. If the government cannot maintain it, let them hand it over to private individuals that can be maintaining those places and bringing in more animals. So now we are along Enugu Onitsha Expressway, and somewhere there we are going to divert into Ababa. Work is going on along this expressway, but we are going to see it well, when we have our reverse view. RCC is presently working on it. That's why they had to block that entrance coming in from Onitsha, Awka axis going into it. Then let's proceed. It is divided into the botanical garden and the zoological garden section, talking about Enugu, the Enugu Zoo. Okay, a national museum is located near Enugu at its north. Although it receives few visitors, it is managed by National Commission for Museum and Monuments, NCMM. Other galleries include the Bona Gallery. Well, now we have entered into going into Ababa, and we are moving along Nike Road. If I should call it well, Nike Road. That's where we are moving along now. Well, I'm talking about entertainment in Enugu. Enugu became an important center for high-life music in Nigeria in the 1950s. The Igbo-dominated version of the genre grew out of earlier Igbo blues or palm wine music, and further spread in popularity to southern Cameroon, where Enugu had considerably influenced in arts and culture in towns such as Lembe, Tiko, and Douala. Some prominent musicians with origin in Enugu include Sonny Okosun. Sonny Okosun originated from Enugu. You know, those days in 1980s when he sang Which Way Nigeria, you know, that was around 1986, 87 or 85 rather. Which Way Nigeria is when dollar is about 1 naira or probably a little above 1 naira. That's when Sonny Okosun, sing that song, Which Way Nigeria. Hey, the thing is laughable. If he's alive now, I wonder what he's going to sing. An Afrobeat musician who was born and raised in Enugu and joined the first band, The Postmen, that was based in the city in 1965, Celestine Ukwu. If you want to turn to a philosopher, or if you want to, listen to good music and music that has meaning, just go and get an album from Celestine Ukwu or Ukwu. I don't know, but Ukwu. Initially, I thought it was Ugu, but it's not Ugu, it's Ukwu. Then Celestine Ukwu joined Mike Jaga's Enugu-based Paradise Rhythm Orchestra in 1962 before creating his own band and had a recreational club in the city after the Nigerian Civil War. Other musicians include Two-Face Idibia. Okay, Two-Face, he grew up in Enugu. Okay, he went to IMT. I think he couldn't finish from IMT. Then a hip-hop and R&B musician who partly grew up and studied music in the city. Other notable musicians originating from Enugu include rapper Fino Faino, Slow Dog, William Onyabo. This William Onyabo. When they go in is smooth and gold, many people will be your friend. Very popular track, and very enjoyable. And high life musician Flavor Nabania, Yotago. Then if you know, you know. If you don't know, now you know. Well, we are now into Ababa. Too much talk carried us away. We are into Ababa and we are about to have come out from that axis. All these places are Ababa Ntike. Well, we are going to move towards the New Market Road, and probably within and around that New Market Road, we may call it a day. Well, talking about literature, some of Nigerian well-known writers were born and have lived in the city of Enugu. Chinua Achebe, writer of Things Fall Apart, lived in Enugu in 1958. the year the book was published. He again moved to the city during the Nigerian Civil War after escaping Lagos with his family. It was at this time that he met and became friends with Nigerian poet Christopher Okigbo, where they started the publishing house Citadel Press. Among his titles, How the Dog Was Domesticated and How the Leopard Got His Claws. Okigbo lived in Enugu during the early months of the Nigerian Civil War. His home in Hilltop contained many of his unpublished writings, which were mostly destroyed by bombing early in the war. Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, writer of Half of a Yellow Sun, a winner of the Orange Prize for Fictions in 2007, was born in Enugu in 1977 and grew up in Nsukka. Well, I don't need to tell you also that the person narrating this thing also was born in Enugu and grew up in Enugu till about teenager level when he left Enugu. Well, talking about sports, the Enugu Rangers, a First Division Professional League Association football team, is Enugu home team that plays in the Nigerian Premiership League and are based in Nnamdi Azikiwe Stadium. Those days, mgbe Enugu anọsa, Nigerian League na-ewu Up Rangers. Hey! Rangers now, boy, In fact, the joy I did there. But people are not watching Nigerian League anymore. They prefer to watch Chelsea, Man U, Arsenal, all those foreign leagues, European leagues, English league, Spanish league, German Bundesliga, and France La Liga, all those stuff. But the thing there is that that time Nigerian league is very interesting. I don't know what is happening there now because I'm not that fan of football. However, I'm moving along Enugu Onitsha Expressway that is under construction. The company handling it is RCC. Yes, RCC is the one doing it, and they are doing it moving towards that entrance point. Well, let's continue. Former Rangers players include J.J. Okocha and Taribo West. Enugu's men's sports center. Enugu has more than these players, so let them check well. They have plenty players that Rangers produced. In Enugu, Emmanuel Okocha played in Rangers too, and in fact, there are a whole lot of them. Enugu's men's sports center is the Nnamdi Azikiwe Stadium, named after Nnamdi Azikiwe, the first president of Nigeria. The stadium remained the center of sports for the whole of the eastern region until the Nigerian Civil War broke out. At the war end, the stadium was refurbished. Enugu was the host for the 2009 FIFA Under-17 World Cup. That's 24th October to 15th of November, alongside Calabar and 5 other Nigerian cities, with matches taking place in the Nnamdi Azikiwe Stadium. Is it 2009 or 20? Okay, it was 1999. I think it was 99. Nigeria 99. Well, we can look for that fact to be sure. Its hosting of the FIFA Under-17 World Cup benefited Enugu through the renovation of the Nnamdi Azikiwe Stadium, having had such thing as a new artificial surface-led city's top-flight football team. Enugu Rangers won the Nigerian Professional Football League in 2016. Well, talking about education, Enugu has three main tertiary institutions: the Enugu State University of Science and Technology, the University of Nigeria and Nsukka campus, UNN, and the Enugu campus, UNEC, and the Institute of Management and Technology, IMT. Another notable tertiary institution in Enugu State is the Federal Cooperative College, Oji River, FCCO, Godfrey Okoye University, Caritas University, Renaissance University, Coast City University, Novena University, Esud Business School, and so on. The city is also home to our Savior Institute of Science and Technology, a polytechnic, which is under demolition in its present location. But there are court cases in that effect. Later I will tender it to you guys so that you can hear. Then Marist Polytechnic and Bigard Memorial Seminary. Some notable secondary schools in Enugu include the College of Immaculate Conception, CIC. CIC. Well, built in 1940, Holy Rosary College, built in 1943. Daughters of Divine Love, DDL, Colliery Comprehensive Secondary School, Puen Secondary School, Federal Government College, Royal Crown Academy, Nsukka, and the University of Nigeria Secondary School. University Teaching Hospital, Enugu, under the University of Nigeria, is another university located. All these schools are just Ajibo schools. I know here my school here. I went to one school like that before we left Enugu, though I did not stay long there. My school then was the New Estate Boys Secondary School, formerly called Maryland Boys. That's where I went to school in Enugu. That time, to move from where we are staying to down my school will take me up to 30 minutes or more self. So it's not quite easy. And we managed to pass through that stage by the grace of God. And those days, what happens in school, can still remember them very well. One of the big boys in town that time, Amulete is in our school, one of the senior guys that used to, people are afraid of him that time. And a whole lot of them, and good people that we, went to school together. Well, that is it about Enugu schools. Yes, talking about transportation in Enugu. Enugu is located on the narrow gauge Eastern Line railway linked to the city of Port Harcourt. The Enugu train station is by the side of the National Stadium. That's, I think, that subway area also, dating back to East Coal mining origins. It is located on Ogui Street. The main form of transportation in the city are buses, taxis, cab, and buses. Okada, motorcycle, probably in some areas, once served as public transportation in the city until the state government banned them from this use in April 2009. Okay, most transport enters and leaves the city through Enugu Ogbete Motor Park. That's that area that is under demolition now. Gariki Motor Park serves as a transport pickup point as well. Unregistered taxis are known as Kabu Kabu, and they are differentiated with registered ones through the lack of yellow paints on the registered vehicles. In 2009, Enugu introduced a taxi job scheme under Coast City Cabs to help in the eradication of poverty in the city. 200 registered Nissan Sunny taxis provided by the state government and 200 registered Suzuki taxis provided by the Umuchinemere Microfinance Bank, and the whole lot of them. The main airport in the state is the Akanu Biam International Airport, which can be accessed by buses and taxis. Innovation began on 30th November 2009 to upgrade it to accommodate wide-bodied aircraft. These plans include extending the 2,400 meters runway by 600 meters to make it 3 kilometers. long. The runway will be widened from 45 to 60 meters. It is estimated that the project will cost 4.13 billion naira, 27.3 million US dollars as of June 2010. Well, here is still part of the demolition side. That's by the right. You can see the demolition areas, but here is just in front of a Weteme market. You just walk through here to see what it looks like, moving towards that Okpara Avenue junction. Well, the A3 or the Enugu Port Harcourt Highway was opened in the 1970s and linked the two cities together by passing through Aba, a major urban settlement, and the A3 goes further on past Enugu north to link to the city of Jos via Makurdi. Two more highways, the A232 from Benin City, Asaba and Onitsha to Enugu East, and the A343 from Abakaliki to Enugu West, makes Enugu the site of a major junction. Well, talking about healthcare in Enugu, Enugu healthcare services can be obtained at several institutions, including the ESUT Teaching Hospital, University of Nigeria, Enugu Teaching Hospital, Parkland General Hospital in GRA, PMC located on 6th Avenue in Owani, Hansa Clinic on Awolowo Street in Owani, Niger Foundation Hospital and Diagnostic Center on the Presidential Close in the Independence Layout, and the Ntasiobi Ndinona Fufu Hospital organization located on Enugu Abo Street in the Transekulu Layout, among others. Some of the specialist hospitals in Enugu include the Psychiatric Hospital Enugu and the National Orthopedic Hospital Enugu. Well, many of the hospitals in Enugu are privately run. The university, that's the UNTH, and the National Orthopedic Hospital are among some of the government-controlled hospitals in the city. The medical equipment for the UNTH was upgraded in 2009, as well as part of the hospitals which were renovated in the same year. Most hospitals in the city suffer from poor standards of medical facilities available to them. Many of the city's citizens travel abroad for medical care. However, hospitals have been aided by foreign organizations and by Enugu's community at home and abroad, who have donated medicines and other medical equipment. The most developed government hospitals in Enugu is the Parkland Hospital. The governor has said that the state has brought some ambulance services vehicle in March 2010. Enugu State has established free medical care for pregnant women and for all children under 5 years of age in the state. The child healthcare program founded under the district health system was added to the state 2008 budget. Enugu State have a HIV/AIDS prevalence of 6.5%, one of the highest in the country. Well, having said that, we are going to, round up with this Enugu, showing Enugu to you on YangaLife channel, and that is what we have run through in this particular video. Well, if you have not subscribed to YangaLife channel, please click on the subscription button, notification bell, like this video, and please don't forget to share these videos because others need to watch as you have just did. Well, I'm still Chinedu, your presenter, and until I come your way next time, I say bye for now.